ace high.
Pull. Pull.
Well, Chicken Joe has limped in here, and he's got this pot going. Could it be a multi-way
Pass.
pot here? King
Pass.
4, ace 7, now around to the blinds.
Pull. No
And
raise.
four-way.
Robert Cooper's getting into pots, but he's not getting out of them with any chips, unfortunately.
A big flop for Joe. Flush draw and a straight draw, but look what Andy Pyra's got. In fact, it's Andy Pyra
Check. Check.
and Dave Gregory both have the nut straight.
Are we going to see some chips go in here?
We're going to see them all go in.
We are. Well, we should, but a lot of players will
8,000.
slow play now, won't they? And out slow play each other. I've seen it happen so many times.
Be amazing to see if Chicken Joe's doing all the betting here, and he's got third best.
Yeah, but one more diamond and he's going to take their
Raise.
money, isn't he?
15,000 more. 23 total. Pass.
Well, what are you thinking if you're Andy Pyra? It's been bet and a raise to you, and Andy's got the nuts here. There's no way he can put Dave Gregory on the same hand.
Well, if Andy's going to come out of himself, he's going to shove them all in here and now. He might win the pot.
50 to go.
Oh, he's just
He
made a
raised.
raise.
50,000
Well done, Andy.
total.
Good.
Poor Joe Kuami. He's sitting there. He thinks he's got a huge draw. As it turns out, that 4 means nothing for
Is it-
Kuami. The 3 or the 8 would not give him the best hand.
I think he's just about getting the odds to call, though, isn't he? The pot odds to call this. There's 89,000 in the pot and 27 needed. So he's getting 2.5, 3 to 1. He may call.
Yeah, it's a good point. He may just want to go for it. He may stick all his chips in. And Joe has no way of knowing what Dave Gregory is going to do behind him, but I have a pretty good idea.
Yes, I think we do. But then again, we can see the cards. They can't. A master of stating the obvious, Jesse. And I apologise.
It's a tough spot for Joe. I mean, it's pretty much, he's being asked a question right now. Like you said, he's getting the right odds, but he's being asked a question, does he want to put all his tournament on the line here?
Yeah. He's reaching deep to those chips, but he's not sure. He can't possibly put them both on a straight. He can't think they both flop to straight. What's he thinking? Trips?
Do you think he might be wondering about whether or not the ace flush is out there?
Ah, no, that's a very good point. We can tell you, Joe. It's
It would-
not.
I'll tell you what, it would be the biggest laydown he's ever made.
He's seriously considering it. I don't blame him. Oh, they haven't changed. Joe, it's still King 4 suited diamonds. You still have a flush draw.
Look at Andy Pyra. He is
He's
going all
all
in. And Andy Pyra, oh, he does. And here
All in.
comes Dave Gregory.
A call from Dave. What's Andy going to do?
Well, he can't fold. He's got the nuts.
But does he know it's the nuts? I mean, his heart will be going and his stomach will be churning now.
Well, Andy must think he's up against a set and a flush draw or something.
They're all in.
This is it's a huge pot, and Pyra actually not all in, but only by about 10,000 because he had more chips. This pot over 300 grand, and
Pots will be sorted.
now we know that if the flush doesn't come, Pyra and Gregory will split it up.
Well, Gregory and Pyro would be pleased to split it up right now. The man on the line is Joe Kumi, 1 diamond, and he is way our chip leader.
Yeah, he'll do nearly a double knockout.
Here's the turn.
That's changed nothing. There are about 8 diamonds in the deck for Joe Kuami.
To be or not to be, no.
Okay, attention.
And with that 8,
Yeah,
Joe
just
Kuami
go
made
off. So I'm
a
gonna go
straight,
count
but
here.
it's not
Okay,
good
then we'll
enough.
decide the 2 pots on the side.
8 high straight, beat out,
51,
and Chicken
120,
Joe
125.
out as quick as he went in. He had a great chance to win half the chips on the table right there.
Well, he thought for a long time about his decision, Jesse, didn't he? In the end, he felt the only move was to move over the top all in and try to win the pot there and then. As it was, he didn't know he was up against 2 people with the nuts.
So big action, and it's Andy Pyra now with 185,000 in chips. Dave Gregory on the nut straight himself, moving up, and poor Chicken Joe Kuami. He's only got about one bet left.
I'll tell you what, if he comes back from this, we'll have to change his nickname from Chicken to Lazarus, that's for sure.
That was the first pot that Garbets had won in the middle of all that melee.
He'll be pleased. He was, when I spoke to him earlier, he was a little bit nervous about his first TV appearance, but he's making...
Pass.
He's trying to look like an extra in Lock, Stock
Call.
and Two Smoking
Pass.
Barrels.
Raise.
Which is the right way to
6,000
play
more,
poker,
8,000.
I
I
think.
think so. I mean, if table image is anything, intimidation has to be a good thing.
Re-raise.
Andy Pyra's sitting there with
All in.
King
All
Queen
in.
of Diamonds, and
We have
he'll
all
be
in
confident
7,
after his last big
8 to
win.
bet.
Yeah, I mean, Joe's going to be delighted to find out he's got the only ace out there so far.
Out of 10,
And
the
they're
bet
both
will
suited in
stand
diamonds,
three
so if
times.
a flush comes down, Joe will take it.
Sorry.
Pass.
There'll still
Okay.
be action
lost
on
me
Ken
at
Broad.
Left
Does he
side
want to
pot
play
of
this
2,
as
the
well?
remainder
Sorry,
goes
Joe.
into the main
Oh, he
pot.
has. Make the original range.
Still betting on the side, gentlemen.
25,000 in there, and that is what Joe Kwame has a chance to win.
Yeah, you know, and Andy and Ken may check this down to try and get rid of him, because I mean, one of the things you want to do is get rid of opponents, not necessarily bet out at pots yourself and win them there and then. And two people playing against an all-in person has got more chance of winning.
Check,
It'll be interesting to see if they do.
check. They checked.
There is a saying, "Don't bet into a dry side pot," and there's. But right now, Pyra has the best hand. Here's the turn. And actually, if this hand holds up, then Chicken Joe, he's got the best
Check.
hand. Anything but a king,
10,000.
queen, or jack. And this is the
Pass,
kind of
pass,
thing.
pass.
Now, if a jack
Pass,
comes
please,
on the
pass.
river, Ken Broad is going to get very ratchety. But I think Andy might have thought he was best with the king, queen anyway.
Yeah.
As it turns out, he's not. Joe's got him beat.
Nuts.
The cruelest of cards is the river card.
Thank you.
Will it be cruel to Joe today?
Yeah. Oh.
He deserves a bit of a break.
I think so, after missing his flush.
And he's got one. 2 tens and deuces with the ace, winning this main pot. And at 23,000, Joe Kwame will have to feel like he's got a fortune.
Yeah, he tripled through there. He had 2 calls and he managed to hold up. Nobody hit anything on the board at all. He must be very pleased now. I always do that, actually. I let people take the blinds early on so that later when I
Raise
re-raise
to
they think I'm going to be
8,000
really
total.
strong.
I mean, in these
Pass.
heats, it really has to be a
Pass.
great strategy because
Pass.
if it can just, you can get one free pass there with a re-raise.
Call.
Well, Andy Pyra's calling with ace-queen, hoping to hit a flop and slow play, I think.
Pass.
Yeah, the bet
Joe
was
folds.
8,000 by Dave, and he must be well aware that his Jack 10 is not good at this juncture. But flop to come.
Just shows how conservative Andy's being by not re-raising with ace-queen. Most players would, I think. But seeing that flop, he'll be glad he didn't, Jesse.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what kind of escape tactics he has.
7,000.
He's betting out at it.
Raise.
Well, if Andy was asking a question, he is getting the answer here.
20,000 more, 27 total.
Andy's going to fold this, I think. The way he's been playing so far, he's not going to risk any more chips. He's missed the flop. Dave Gregory's shown him strength, and I think Andy's going to throw this away. But of course,
Pass.
You gotta like the way Andy played that, actually. I mean, you know, if he had checked and Dave Gregory had bet on the flop, he wouldn't have known anything, would he?
that's right. That's right. I think you have to find out where you are.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of players are shy at betting a flop that they've missed, but if you do, you soon find out if your opponent's hit the flop.
You won't be allowed out to get you ready.
No, he can give it to my mate. He'll bring it in.
Check.
Here's Kwame with the ace 10. He might decide that's enough.
Oh, Jesse, they're going in. Look at the man's eyes. Slightly furrowed brow, trying to pretend he has nothing. He's humming. That's a sure sign.